So it's a beautiful morning, 75 degrees, and I got the trailer hooked up, and I'm heading to pick up a mini excavator. So we're finally going to get started on the pond project that we had kind of mentioned in our first little tour video. If you remember, if you watched the video, in the front pasture, we kind of stopped and pointed out to an area where we were going to dig the pond, and we're going to use that dirt to level out the rest of the road, kind of build up the road in elevation a little bit for drainage and all that kind of stuff. So I got a couple days off work, so we're going to rent that excavator and get started on this project. So this is one of the projects I've been looking forward to the most. Hopefully I can help teach, because I know that when I was looking, like doing research for how to dig a pond, it's definitely a lot of material to try to learn. You know, there's a lot of different ways to do it and a lot of different advice people have. So hopefully you can kind of learn from how I did it, learn from my mistakes, because I'm sure there's going to be plenty, and hopefully it'll be a fun video. So follow along and we'll get started on a fun project. Well, we're out at the pond site and got the little excavator. Well, today is a really hot day, so we just got the excavator back onto the property, and I mean, it's 9:45 in the morning. It's already 88 degrees, direct sunlight, no wind, so it's going to be a rough project for sure. We rented it for 1 week, so it's either 7 days or 40 hours on the machine, whichever one comes first. I have a feeling like the 7 days will probably come first just because of this heat. So Dad's out here just cutting the grass. We hadn't cut inside just to kind of keep the boundary line. So right now the grass where the pond is super tall, so we're going to cut that real quick, and then we're going to get to moving some dirt. What we're going to do is, it's going to be one pond, but we're going to put a culvert in the middle. So this is kind of a low spot right over there where the excavator is, which is kind of right in the middle of the pond. So we'll end up putting a culvert right there, which is going to join the two. That way we only need to plumb one length of pipe from the well, so that we can use the well water to fill this, and we don't have to do two separate plumbing lines from the well. Well, we're going to take a little lunch break. It's 11:30, 93 degrees. But here's a look at what we got going on. Right over this big old pile of dirt is the hole. So it definitely does not look like a lot of a lot of work has been done. I mean, we got one of the smaller excavators, and I personally wanted to go bigger, but we kind of just decided to start small and see what we could do with it. But I have a pretty big suspicion that we're gonna have to rent another week with the bigger one.
So I'm hanging out in the car because it's really hot outside. We got back from lunch. Before that, I struggled with our drone for a little bit. Drones are difficult, especially because we didn't buy like a super expensive one. So the wind started blowing a little bit, and since it's not very heavy, it was definitely struggling to not get blown off course. So that'll take some practice and figuring out. It took me forever just to get the drone to connect to my phone. But once I did, it was all right. So we've got some footage from our drone, and that'll be super cool. But now Connor and his dad are back to work. They spent some time planning, making sure that they were on the right track before they kept digging. Buying an excavator or mini excavator right now, just it doesn't make sense for us. We're not going to be doing enough to where we need it all the time. So we're just going to rent it for today or for this week. And so far, it's been doing a great job. It's definitely small. So for an entire pond dig, we might, when we do our next round of digging, we might need to go up in size just because it would take forever to dig an entire pond. But right now we're basically just digging the exterior of the pond. So I'll walk over there so that we can get a better idea of it. Right now Connor is on the mini excavator, and basically the plan is to dig up and just loosen the soil and the dirt as much as we can. And then Rich is coming over on our John Deere tractor, and he's scooping dirt and he's taking it to the other side of the pond on the lower side to build up the berm. So that's kind of what we're doing right now. It's definitely going to be a long process. We have it for, I think, 7 days. So this video will be across those 7 days, and this will be our pond project part 1. Alright, I want to make sure that y'all know exactly what I'm talking about when I explain stuff in the car. So I figured I would just come out and show everybody. So as I said, Rich is on our John Deere tractor. He is scooping up the dirt that Connor is digging up. He'll take the dirt from Connor's hole and take it over to the berm. Essentially, where the side of the road that Rich is heading on right now is the low spot. So obviously we're gonna have to dig, but it's gonna be really important that we make sure that there's a berm over there, because if not, then that side of the pond is basically gonna be inconsequential, or it's just gonna run off into the pine trees. So we definitely wanna make sure that we're not skipping steps. So we're gonna build up that berm so that once we start digging, we have a really good idea of how far we can go. They're having fun. They say boys and their toys, but really, men and tractors, men and their toys. This is what we've got going on so far for day 1. They're not quite done working, not sure how long they're gonna wanna brave this heat today, but so far, considering the fact that that's a pretty small excavator, we're doing pretty good. And it does look big, but ultimately this pond is gonna be relatively large, so we still got a ways to go. All right, they are going to continue working, but I am going to go back to the house because it is very hot, and I have some stuff to do there.
All right, so it's 7 o'clock. We took a nice long dinner break. I think we were out here until about 4, and it just got way too hot. So we took a little dinner break. Hosed off in the shower, or showered in the hose is what I meant to say. But now we're back, and we're gonna work for another hour or so. So here is what we've done. So this area I'm keeping nice and shallow. We're gonna have this as kind of the beach, or whatever you want to call it, you know, easy for livestock to walk in, and it'll slowly get deeper. So this will be the slowly graded area, and then everything over there starts to get a lot deeper. But we're just kind of following the rough shape of the flags that we had laid out before, and just going slowly but surely, moving most of this dirt just onto the road. We're probably going to end up using most of this for the road, and then have to buy some good clay to do a clay blanket in the dam. So that's kind of where we're at.
See y'all tomorrow.
Good morning. Today's day 2 of the pond project. It's about 15 or 20 minutes past first light. So for us, that's about 6:10 right now in the morning. As you can tell, it's very nice out. It's like 75 degrees and it's pretty. So I'll give you a quick tour of what we got finished up yesterday. We worked until about 9 o'clock at night. In total put 5 hours on the Bobcat, so we're allowed 40. So got a fair amount of usage out of it, but still got a couple more days to go. All right, so there's the machines. So this here is the shallow area. So this will be the spot, at least on this side, that animals will be able to walk in. And then I'm sure you can't tell in the video, but this whole thing is slowly graded until we get over here. And as you can tell by the difference in the lowest spot in the Bobcat, went down to about 4 feet. So started to finally hit some really nice clay. This is what you're looking for when you're building a pond. Really nice clay.
Connor and Rich have made a lot of progress today. So as you can see, all of this dirt on the road in front of me is new. Our goal is to raise up this road. Rich has been working on the tractor and has been building up this dam. We're trying to decide right now if we want it to follow the pink flags all the way around. But we're pretty sure that we want to just start cutting it in now so that the pond's not at too much of an angle. All right, as you can see, we have made a lot more progress. It's probably about, I don't know, 5.5 feet deep right now in the deepest parts. So we're doing pretty good there. And Connor's still having a bunch of fun. And this is just one side of the pond, so I'll walk around so you can see how much he still has to dig. All right, so all the stuff that he is on right now needs to be dug out still, including basically to the back of the tractor. All of that on this side, along with everything going over to that brush pile over there. So this is the brush pile that I was just talking about that we need to dig to. So Connor still has all of this to dig, and we're gonna dig it about 5 feet out from the road so that we can make a slope just to make sure that our road is structurally sound. Our pasture slopes to the right, so that is why this side we're just digging, and on this side we are building a dam. So we are gonna probably need to dig a little bit, if nothing else, just to get all this grass out, because we don't want the grass to soak up a bunch of the water and make this side a lot less full. But we have this dam going on. We're gonna have to make it taller, as well as add clay onto it. So that's why we're focusing on digging the other side, because we need the dirt from the left side to build up the dam on the right side and also to build up the road. Whew, it is definitely really hot out, and I forgot my sunglasses at home, so I figured that I would come into the shade so that I could explain a little bit more. I literally just recorded probably 2.5 minutes of me talking, and I hadn't videoed any of it. So get to do it again. Anyways, so like I was saying, it's really hot. It's about, I don't know, 90 degrees, definite humidity. It's a hot day to be doing work and digging holes, but
I will say that Connor's having a lot of fun watching this project come to life, and I know his dad just loves doing any kind of projects. He hates sitting still. They're definitely related. So it's just been really fun watching this pond come to life. It's only the second day and I can already see the vision coming through, which is really exciting.
Well, it is 104 degrees at 5:30 p.m. Luckily, it's kind of dry out and we've had a little bit of a breeze, but it's pretty miserable. So we're gonna stop for today. So today's the end of day 2, and this is where we're at. So here's the shallow end. Made it out quite a ways. Pretty much all the dirt that we've been moving so far has been going on this road, just because we need to elevate it so that it's higher than the highest point of water. So, and you can see Dad's leaving. Bunch of dirt went there, a little bit around the dam, fair amount more over here because we have another low spot that we're going to put a culvert in there too. So that's what we got going on.